You know, these take Nashville, okay? They can be open these businesses until and tourism is Nashville. All right, there's a lot going on in Nashville, but tourism is a huge part of it.
Till 10:30.
Till 10:30, and $125 people maximum at the moment.
No one is listening to that though.
Eh,
I've been in Nashville after 10:30. You know what?
I know,
Go at midnight. Today's Friday, right? We should go at midnight.
and they are
still
having.
out there?
Yes.
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but people are
Slapping
getting
them to the back of their
citations,
throat.
and why? Revenue.
Yeah. I would disagree with you on the universities. I can see that being open because you have a little more control and a little more mature in how to handle things. I don't really think that we should have these high schools and middle schools open just yet. I understand by the rate of contamination. I agree with that. But I think having that many kids in that small area, I think we can blow that number up where it would cause more of a problem until, I would say at least till we get a vaccination. Not that I would get the vaccine anyway, but I think it would be good to even have it. And I'm not going to go into detail, of course, because of my profession, but I just...
These kids sleep it off, though. That's the thing.
Some do and some don't, but...
And I get it with the parents and everything, but I mean, at a certain point, there is what do they call it? Herd. It's you got to continue your regular process. Yes, it's an aggressive flu, and who are the ones that you got to look out for when it comes to this is the olders. Okay, it's when you look at the numbers, the highest number of deaths are the 80 and above. 80 and above. That's the large group right there. And plus, now it's coming out, CDC, that the COVID deaths, only 6% of all U.S. COVID deaths actually are deaths from COVID. The 94%, something else with COVID.
Right.
And an underlining issue or something with COVID.
I would feel more comfortable if we had a vaccine. Because we don't have it. Like, at least...
Even though you wouldn't take one. Neither would I.
Well, because I've been in the military, so I know a little something. Because of a vaccine in the military, I have an issue. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into detail, but because of me getting a vaccine and not knowing what was in it, or they couldn't even tell me what was in it, caused me a long-term issue. You understand? So if they at least had something equivalent to the flu shot, and I'm just speaking me as an individual, I probably wouldn't, but sure it would be a lot more comfortable for it to be available to other people.
I'm okay with it being available to people.
Right.
Hey, you going to get the vaccine?
No.
No? Why not?
Yeah. If I get it, I got to see if I'm going to make it through or not.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. It's like the flu shot. I ain't never got the flu shot.
Right?
I don't think we should have to go through this again if we ever come to this type of pandemic. It was too much not correct information. I mean, we need to have one or two source max. All this 9-10 different people talking and quoting and all these different scientists. No, we need to have one or two people that can focus on what we need to do, how to handle ourselves. Mask, no mask. I mean, I don't think any of us knew what the heck we should be doing. I was walking around with a mask before they even said mask. Then I took it off, and then they said, no, you got to wear a mask. Even I was ticked off. I'm like, come on now, what are we going to do here? So
it's all been blown up.
I agree.
It all has been blown up. Why? One, to create fear and panic. Okay. Two, create clickbait. Watch me. You watch the news. Listen to this news. You have to. Here's the information. It's life or death. You have to watch us.
I agree.
It's a shame.
I think the media's been doing that consistently the last couple of years.
You're right.
Yeah.
But now it's actually just getting exposed finally.
Yeah.
People are getting wise to media. Do your own search. I love listening to independent people that are just like doctors that broadcast from their friggin' kitchen. I love it.
They're afraid as well.
Yeah.
No, they're not. Not the ones that I'm watching.
Oh, some of the ones I watch, they're afraid.
Regina, I'll send you the ones that I want you to watch.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. You don't have to be in fear.
He gonna be sending Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that, but everything that I bring up, I can definitely prove with information.
I agree, but
A motorcycle death in Palm Springs, and I'll pull up the story again.
It's not.
Okay, and they marked it as a COVID death.
no, I 100% agree there. I mean, I know
And
people
the
that work.
parents were pissed.
I know people that work in billing and coding, and they, they will concur what you're saying. And this is where it goes back to.
You know who's
We
on
just
that?
need to be more accountable. Period.
Do you know who's on
And
that
I'm
death
not talking
list?
about I'm not talking about just politicians. People in the medical industry. Someone's going to be a little more confident and competent and stand up for what is right, so we all don't go through what we're going through now.
Don't
Because-
worry. November 4th, it's all over anyway. The forced panicking, the forced hysteria.
Now that
When Trump gets reelected by a large number, okay, you'll see a sense of normalcy return because they will be defeated. All these riots and everything, okay, Antifa hijacked the Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter ran by Marxists, started and created by Marxists, utilizing a hell of a cause to get to remove government.
I would say it don't matter who wins. I think COVID is going to go away.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
'Cause you know-
Totally agree.
November, Black Friday. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Why does it got to
what-
be black? Why can't it be?
But
like
that's the
beige?
name of it.
Well,
You know what I'm
because if your businesses were in the red,
I was being sarcastic.
there are people that don't understand why it's called Black Friday, though.
Well, yeah, but what you gonna do if people can't go out and shop? How that going to hit?
I don't really. I can tell you this much: Amazon has got me. Man, I got an Amazon box outside my house. That's how much. I just.
I told Coach Chestnut when he went out of town, he was like, I said, if you go near any water, you would not be allowed in my home.
Water?
Yeah.
Why water?
I don't know why she said. I still went. I had to go. I
I
had to
don't
go
know
to the beach.
because people don't follow.
But I
you
went
know.
to a secluded beach. They didn't even wear clothes where I was.
Regina, I don't think you should have to
I
live
mean-
in the live in caution, but don't live in fear.
Well,
I hear you. You know what? I feel bad for you that you're given information that is trying to make you feel emotional to a point where you can't say to your friends, if you go somewhere, you can't come here.
Now, see, this is where me and Joe will agree and disagree on a lot of things. But at the same time, we both gonna do what we got to do. Like,
Right.
we could be. I'm still going to the beach. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna be with 50 other people,
Right.
right? But I'm with you. I'm not gonna stop living. And whether you want to wear a mask or not, I'm gonna do what's best for me. Just like you feel like you should do what's best for you. But all this other stuff they got going on, you ain't scaring me.
Right. I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I was.
I mean,
I was afraid.
Die of something, but
Right.
if you can prevent it, the COVID. Because listen, we have friends back home recently that have passed from COVID. That's in our age bracket.
I know.
Shout out to DJ Shay.
I hear
yeah,
you.
DJ Shay, one of our friends, Von Washington.
Did they die directly from COVID?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He,
No other underlining issues?
None.
None.
And our friend right now, he's in the hospital. He's hospitalized for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
No underlying issues.
I hear you.
Our age bracket.
My father, okay, he can't retire, so he works at the Veterans Home. He's a vet. And they lost 81 in that Veterans Home.
Wow.
So I hear you. It's real. So was me living my life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this is true.
Right. And,
But to each his own as well.
exactly.
To the beach I go.
Right. If wearing a mask is your thing, wear your mask.
That's
Me?
right.
Don't come to my
Strap
I'm not
up.
covering anything.
What's out of everything that happened with COVID?
Mm-hmm.
What's the one thing that has annoyed you the most?
The most annoying. I won't even say annoying. Two things. I'm a big proponent of locally owned businesses.
Agree.
Okay? And what these state governments did to these locally owned businesses while they allowed Walmart, while they allowed Lowe's, while they allowed Home Depot to 24/7.
Agreed.
And you made mom and pop shut their doors. I want to know why. I want to know why. What's the real reason that you made these businesses that you knew they were going to have to close their business for good?
That's a good question. I agree with you. I thought about it, but I didn't think about it as intense as you just did. I want to know the answer too, because I like, locally owned. I don't like franchise. I go if I have to, but I'm like you.
It's a great option.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was franchise.
It's a great option.
They couldn't take a hit. They couldn't take a hit.
Okay? So that's the one thing that maybe most. The second thing, close second, that annoys me the most about COVID is watching people give away their rights, give away their control over fear. Because I watched that. If you give something away, good luck getting it back. It's so much harder if you give away your right to assemble, your constitutional right to assemble. That's a tough one for me. That's the First Amendment. Like I said, I love that flag behind me. And if I have a constitutional right to assemble and practice my religion, who are you to say, no, you can't? So that's the other thing.
I agree 100%. I think that's what probably pissed me off the most about Colin Kaepernick. I mean, whether you're willing to kneel or not,
Right.
you can't discount the fact that that's his right to do it, even if you don't like it. And I especially think it's crazy when people hadn't even served in the military or they have derogatory comments about the military. Like, you ain't even served, so why would you make certain comments like that?
And you know what? He's got that right. And as we all see now, with the latest numbers in pro sports, people have the right to just turn that dial off and not watch it.
Agreed.
Friggin' basketball.
Well, it's just basketball's just not the same. I think it's just not. It's not the same. I be forgetting it's coming on.
They got to get the politics out of sports.
Go Lakers. That's not gonna happen no more.
And they will.
It's not gonna happen.
You know why?
We're not going back anymore.
You know how I know?
Oh,
The advertising dollars are.
they're not. They don't. What
If you can't pay these contracts for the pro sports players, they're going to be. You'll see. Red, white, and blue parades. Okay, you'll see.
Yeah, but the way I go about making money is going to be different. That's all. How you go about making the money is going to be different. But just like education is not going back the way it was. It's never going to happen. What you see now is the education going forward.
I beg to differ. It will not be. It will not be where your kids have to stay home to get educated.
No. What I'm saying is they're gonna have a choice now. Before, you automatically assume that your kid was gonna go to a public school. The option of doing virtual is more likely now. So I'm saying,
well, I hope they pass
the automatic way of thinking
Uh-huh.
of going to school traditionally is not gonna be what it used to be. Just like the 9 to 5 is dead. Whether you believe it or not, the 9 to 5 is dead. People are going to work 4 hours here, 4 hours there.
9 to 5 has been gone for a while.
No, but I mean, it's going to be the norm that is gone. I think it's still there. People are still working 40, 50 hours, but the traditional 95 is dead. It's a wrap. With that being said, sports is never going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. Whether you agree or disagree, it's never going to be the same. It's not. Look at NASCAR. Look at hockey.
Yep.
It's not going to be the same.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to have to change their ways based on these numbers.
It's not about the money no more.
Of course, it's always about the money.
But
it is always about the money.
But listen, like we were talking about last night, this is where they probably going to start mixing the league up. Have co-leagues, males and female players playing together to save it.
So the money still is an issue. Like I said, how they go about making the money is going to be different. But let's put it like this. If you say Black Lives Matter, everyone is focused on Black Lives, the organization, right? for the most part. But they forget that the people that are saying Black Lives Matter sometimes are just saying it because they feel like they Black Lives Matter. They're not even talking about the organization. They're just saying my Black Life matters. But they can't even say that because the thought of the organization comes up, right?
Right.
That in itself is going to have to be accepted.
Why wouldn't that guy denounce that organization then?
Because that's not their focus. Their focus is just
But that organization is in Portland burning buildings.
Right, but people are, so you're looking at it like that individual is thinking macro, right?
I don't think that individual knows about the truth about that organization.
Because they're not worried, they're not representing that particular organization. If I sit here and say Black Lives Matter, I'm referring to my life. They're not referring to the organization.
Then why didn't they say Black Lives Matter until this organization came out?
No, people have actually been saying Black Lives Matter before it became part of the media. That's the thing.
I hear you.
But now when you say it, it's automatically assumed that you're talking about the organization. But it may not even be referring to the organization, especially if you're not even traveling with that organization. It's no different than people saying, I like ice cream. You understand what I'm saying?
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Listen to what I'm saying.
Explain your analogy.
What I'm saying is sometimes people are saying Black Lives Matter just because they feel like their life has not been valued. It has nothing to do with the organization.
Okay.
And this is going back to years and years.
And then
if
I go to that person, hey, I believe all lives matter.
That's fine.
Is it?
No one is.
It's not fine.
No one is.
I get ridiculed if I say all lives matter.
But that's everyone. Like you said, everyone has their own point of view. So if you said all lives matter, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sit there and argue with it.
Right.
I'm not focused on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just focused on that particular statement. And I think we all have to get away of being to the point where people don't have the right to say what they think or feel. Like you and I can have a conversation. We're not going to agree. But if you decide, you got people ending friendships because someone said Black Lives Matter and then someone said all lives matter.
I know.
Like if you do that, then
people lost the art of conversation.
Yeah, it's not. That does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
No.
But at the same time, if you act like that racism don't exist, I think that's an even bigger problem. Like, how can you not see that?
Of course, racism's there.
Right, but you have some people that don't even
on all
right.
races.
But you have people that won't even admit.
No, but
that racism exists.
But no, you have people that exaggerate certain situations to claim victim status. Because there's a lot of people out there that like being a victim. Why?
Agree.
When you're a victim, not only do you get some sympathy, not only do you get attention, but you also get some money. All right? When I had the conversation and we were talking about how the police situation is racist here. There is a pandemic of killing unarmed black men. And then you go to I'm a facts guy, a numbers guy. Then you go to the FBI studies, okay, which the Washington Post that released. Washington Post I don't see eye to eye with Washington Post, but when they release facts, I'll give them their due. They're good for you. Last year, 9 unarmed black men killed by cops in the entire nation. 9. That's it. And what was it? 7 of them was in self-defense? I mean, that's the legit numbers. So when I'm having a conversation and, the system's racist, not according to that number. I get what you're saying, but you cannot go out there and say there are black men that are just being slaughtered by police. That is ridiculous, and I will have that argument every time with you because I have the numbers on my side that prove. Yeah, of course you got some bad cops out there. It's a fraction. I grew up around cops. I know cops.
I was one. And I wouldn't use the term slaughter. I definitely wouldn't do that.
That's the arguments that these people are trying to make.
That's what I'm saying. I do not believe you should entertain arguments with people like that.
But I'm not the one just doing it. Mainstream media is pushing it.
But the problem is we're feeding into it. If you have someone that's so far off base, I'm not entertaining. Just like we had a discussion about something that happened in 2018. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm just not.
Good point.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that.
Good point.
Yep.
Why would I? It's 2020. We're in the middle of a pandemic. That's 2018.
No, you're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not in the middle of a pandemic.
We are, whether you want to believe it or not. Whether it's factual
I know,
or fiction.
I know what's facts.
Right, and they
You
still,
know what I
we
mean?
still got that label.
You know, I know it's
Pandemic.
facts.
The label is already there. You can't shake it if you wanted to.
No, the label is there, and I'm telling you why it's there.
I don't disagree with you.
Because it creates friction, division, all during an election season.
I don't disagree with you, but that title ain't going nowhere. Still
No,
gonna sit
of course not. I hear it. You're right. The title is.
It's not gonna-
I agree with you on that.
I just
The
think
title is there.
I think it's funny how I'm getting my mail at 10:30 in the morning now.
Why? Why is that, Beck?
Because usually it don't come till between 3 and 5.
Why are you getting it so early in the morning?
I don't know. I just think it's funny.
That's a good
now.
question, Beck.
I'm like, why the mail coming out there?
Shane, we'll have to pick up on your story next week, okay?
That's fine with me.
Intern Shane, what'd you learn on the show today?
Well, I learned about a brave person and learned about her story today.
G-Money.
G Money in the house.
Virginia, you did great today.
Thank you, Joe.
I mean, thanks for telling your story. Thanks for having the no, I can't use that.
No,
word.
you sure can.
Thanks for having thanks for having the confidence to come in here and tell your story. Right? Not bad. That was a good replacement
good,
for basketballs, right? And we got to have you back in here. And we will figure out how to set up that nonprofit and get you speaking to people that need to hear your message.
Okay.
And I'm going to introduce you to Torch. Oh, you
Yes.
two are going to hit it off.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be great. Coach Chestnut, what'd you learn on the show today?
I definitely learned that I want to know what you want to know about why did we sacrifice all these small local businesses? Why did why did we allow that to happen as a society? Like I said, I thought about it, but until you said it,
Man.
now it's bothering me.
Right.
Like,
It's bothering me. So
dude, people work. This is a locally owned business, this show. Okay? And I put my heart and soul into it 24/7. The brain is always thinking about something on how do I make this not only just work, how do I make it better, how do I continue to grow it? Why do you think I get so upset when I get labeled as hate speech by Facebook that suppresses the videos? Why? Because it affects my business. So I take that and I look at these locally owned businesses and they were shut down. I wasn't, because I was deemed media. I was deemed essential. What? Why was I essential, but friggin' Yada on Franklin wasn't?
well, you are essential because you are a broadcaster that can put information out to the masses.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that
I
yada yada
hear
should be
you.
cut down,
But-
but don't take that from you. Like there's a lot of people that do tune in
If-
to get information.
If I'm essential, let me tell you, friggin' Jack's Hardware Store is essential.
I think I'm essential no matter what.
And you close Jack's Hardware Store, but people can go to Walmart and buy the hardware there.
Now that I don't like.
Right. Something ain't right.
And Walmart, they be making us bag our own stuff. Kinda.
They don't pay. No, I don't work there.
Is
for
that a self checkout?
That's all they got. Ain't no cashiers there no more.
And you know what's interesting?
You bag more than what you buy?
You shut down Jack's Hardware Store that has all tools that is made in USA. Walmart, your tools where they made.
Shannon.
Right. Interesting.
I told you the franchise, big families.
Man, unreal.
It's Friday. You gotta say something to pump us up, Joe. You can't let us leave out here like this.
Regina, what'd you learn on the show today? Anything stand that for you?
I learned to piggyback off of my brother about the restaurants as well, because we were accustomed to, like, we have small businesses like Gigi's that was back home that closed.
Right.
But they've been closed. But you know, you enjoy just that family type atmosphere,
Of course.
you know, and
Unique menu items.
right.
Great, not cookie cutter settings and seats, but and nothing. I love our franchises and corporations. Don't get me wrong; they're part of the fight. But you take out that locally owned business aspect, that's 1/3 of businesses locally owned. Come on, man.
And another thing I learned is just like we can all work together.
Yeah, Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's just too easy. Just talk to each other for crying out loud. Bay, what'd you learn on the show today?
Good conversation.
Yeah, it's very good conversations today.
Pretty good.
For a Friday.
Yeah.
Usually it's all boob jokes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
we got all intelligent today. That wasn't.
I didn't even get to the Walmarts about the boobs being exposed.
That's because G Money here.
G-Money?
Y'all can say that story for a different.
That's right. Yeah, we'll save that when
All
G-Money's
right.
not in the studio. Monday. Yes. I'll tell you what, though. I'm excited for this weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. All right. Utilize this time if you're not working. Spend some time with the family. Spend some time with the friends. If you want to social distance, social distance. If you want to go out and say, hey, how you doing? Go do it. Go do it. I love this weather, too.
I'm gonna have my brother cook.
Yeah. Oh, what are you guys gonna make?
Fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
What is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Not to me.
Not to me. G-Money's like, oh.
Oh no.
Put her in the air fryer.
You could do anything with those air fryers, right?
I told you I cooked ribs in there, didn't
How'd they come out good?
I? They pretty good now. They take a little long, but
Yeah.
I made a video of it. You ain't, I gotta show you my video.
Oh,
they
please
came
send
out
me the
pretty
video.
good.
Wow.
I think I'm gonna have ribs tonight.
Got cut them real small though.
Ribs for her pleasure. All right. Well, I'll see you Monday, and Clarksville, thank you for enabling us to have a conversation. And don't forget to share this on your timeline. And Joe Padula Show, absolutely.